Hey guys, happy Sunday. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the bread recipe that I showed in my last video. A lot of you were asking for the recipe, so here I am to deliver. Guys, this recipe is literally 1, 2, 3, I don't know, 4 ingredients, if that, and there's so many things you can do with this bread. You can use it as regular bread. You can cook it in a frying pan, and when it's all done, and then put it in a frying pan and have it as French toast. So versatile and so delicious and very, very low carb. I believe each slice is only about 2 carbs per slice. So I am going to show you how I made it. And if you are in maintenance on Optavia, this is a perfect meal for you. If you're on the 5-in-1 though, you may have to tweak it a little bit and only have maybe half a slice. But either way, it's definitely going to work for both. But again, I think it's more of a maintenance meal. So let's get into the recipe. I'm going to show you what it is, what the ingredients are, and then I'm going to show you how I make it. And then I'm going to show you when it's all done. So let's get started. All right, here we go. We have 8 whole eggs. We have 4 tablespoons of butter. We have 1 package of cream cheese. This is an 8-ounce block from Trader Joe's. You want to make sure it's softened. Little olive oil spray, little pumpkin spice. You can customize this. A tablespoon of pure bourbon vanilla extract. And then this is the loaf pan I use, a mixer, a big bowl, and away we go. Here's all. Oh, wait, nope, I forgot the cinnamon. 1 tablespoon. Again, you can customize it, but here's where we're at and here's where we're going. Let's get started. All right, guys, here we are into a big bowl. I am going to crack 8 whole eggs. Again, like I said earlier, if you're on maintenance, this is a perfect meal for you. You don't have to worry about the fat content in each egg. But if you are on the 5-in-1 or a plan where you can't have a lot of whole eggs, definitely tweak this. Try some egg whites. I really think, though, the recipe is best with whole eggs. Whoop, there goes a shell. But, again, you can tweak it. You can make these into little cupcakes. It doesn't have to be 8 eggs. This is just my recipe. You can make it 2 egg whites and cut everything down. But, again, 8 eggs into the bowl, and then we're going to put the other ingredients in there. All right, now we are going to be putting in the 4 tablespoons of butter. This is softened. Leave it out on your counter for a while and get it nice and soft and just scrape it in. You want to make sure it's not hot or else it'll start to cook the eggs a little bit. Then what we're going to do is add in the block of cream cheese. Again, this is left out. It's soft, and this is how you want it. You don't want to put it in the microwave and cook it to a liquid. You want it in that cream cheese consistency. So we're going to put this into the bowl, and then as soon as this is done and I scrape it all out, we're going to start adding the spices. And this is where things get really good because you can customize this however you want. I like cinnamon, I like pumpkin spice, and I like the vanilla, because then it gives a little bit of sweetness without adding sugar to it. So let's get going with the spices. All right, and here we go. We're starting off with the cinnamon. This is a tablespoon of cinnamon going into the bowl. Tablespoon of cinnamon is a lot, but again, we're using 8 eggs. We're using a block of cream cheese, so you need to have flavor, or that's how I like it, I guess I should say. You don't need to do anything. All right, and then the next seasoning that I'm going to use is the pumpkin spice. That alongside of this complements so well because there's nutmeg in here, and as you can see, the spoon didn't fit. So I just, it's measured, but, eyeball it. Put in as much as you want or as little as you want. And then after those 2 are in there, this is my favorite part of the recipe. This is the bourbon vanilla. This stuff is so good. It's from Trader Joe's. I absolutely love the flavor. Better than imitation vanilla in my opinion. But if you have imitation vanilla, go ahead and use it. Whatever. It's delicious. 1 tablespoon going in, and you can definitely use more if you would like so. But I'm good with 1 tablespoon. And then what I do after this point is I take my mixer. I'm adjusting the bowl so you can see. I take my mixer, I plug it in, and I beat this thing literally for a couple of minutes. I like it to be nice and fluffy and aerated because when you cook it in the oven, when it's fluffy like that, it comes out like bread. You'll see when I cut into it, you'll see what I'm saying. You also want that cream cheese really broken down if you can get it. Sometimes it's hard to, but it's okay. But I like to take that extra time and just slowly ramp up my mixer. I start off, very slow. Then I increase the speed, and then I just, look at me, zipping around. I like it, like I said, aerated. When you see a ton of bubbles and you see that cream cheese really starting to mix in there, that's when you know you're getting close to getting ready to pour it out. So I'm going to continue doing this, and we will pour it out into our baking pan. But I want to show you what I do to it first. All right, so I'm going to slide this out of the way. This is the loaf pan. I'm sure most of you have it. I like the ceramic one. I just feel like it gives a really nice caramelized crust. And I take some olive oil spray, and I just spray it. You can use parchment paper in here. It's a great idea too, but I like to spray it with the olive oil. And I get in there down and dirty with my fingers. They're already washed. Don't worry. But I like to spread the olive oil all around. You could use butter for this, but the flavor of the olive oil when this is done, there's just something a little bit different than the butter. And we've already included butter in the recipe. So I like the olive oil. But again, do what pleases you the most. And right now, I'm at the point where I'm washing my hands. I'm taking the bowl of batter here, and we are pouring it in. And you can see those bubbles. See the bubbles in there? That means it's aerated. Sometimes the seasoning, the spices and whatnot get stuck at the bottom of the bowl. It's totally fine. You just take a rubber spatula like that one, and you scrape it out. And you get every single bit into that loaf pan, because every little bit counts, especially when it comes to flavor with these spices. So when this is all scraped out, I'm going to put this loaf pan on an actual baking sheet into a 350-degree oven, and we'll get to that next, and I'll show you what it looks like. So the reason for this baking pan underneath is so nothing spills over. So in the oven for 45 minutes, and we'll be back. So while that is cooking, I wanted to show you what I'm doing to get my potassium and such in, because 5-in-1 gives you total, minerals and vitamins and all of those things. And now that I'm weaned off of that, I want to keep my electrolytes up, especially now that I'm eating low carb / keto, or whatever you want to call it. So I have this is Electrolyte Powder. This is by Dr. Berg. He's a chiropractor, but he's one of several of the big name people who are educated in the ketogenic diet, low carb. He's on YouTube. Check him out, Dr. Berg. Anyway, he makes an electrolyte powder which far surpasses most companies' electrolyte powders, because his contains 1,000 milligrams of potassium for 1 scoop. And I have 1 scoop of this every day in a large, big thing of water. It tastes like strawberry lemonade or raspberry lemonade. It's really, really good. I like to have it early in the day so that my electrolytes are, in a good place throughout the day. Potassium is something that we all struggle with. And if you don't get enough in the day, you can have electrical conductivity issues where sometimes people get a rapid heart rate, and I don't like that. I don't like that feeling of palpitations. That's definitely a big sign of low potassium. So 1 scoop of this in a big glass of water. Just wanted to share. Let's go check our little bread loaf. Here we are, freshly baked out of the oven. Oh my God, it's so good and soft, with that nice crust on the outside. Now, in real time, you should let this sit on your counter and cool off before you cut it. But since I need to do it for this video, here it is all cut and sliced and kind of falling apart because I didn't let it cool. But regardless, it could be like monkey bread. You pick it apart and you have little pieces. I'm going to do a taste test at the end of this video for you, but here it is in all its glory. And it is so nice and spongy and soft, like bread. I'm going to turn this over and show you the crusty side, how delicious. And again, when it cools, it's a little bit better. But guys, when you're looking for something different and you're looking for something really satisfying, I'm telling you, make this. Try it. Tweak it. Make it however you want. You could add stevia to this. You could add pretty much anything. But look at the sponginess. It's got, you can see those little aerated bubbles, kind of like the inside of an English muffin. I hope you guys test it out. I'm going to go right to the taste test and show you. But again, look at this. It is just dynamic. All right, let's get right to the taste test. Hey guys, so I want to show you a little taste test. I'm just going to pick a little piece because I don't want a whole piece of this. But here's what it looks like. It looks like cake or bread, right? So good. What's really good about this, look, here's the crust. So good. You could put this in a pan with a little bit of butter and just like get it crunchy on each side. Then put it in a plate with a little sugar-free syrup and a cup of coffee on the side, and you have French toast. Delicious! Just made of eggs and a few other things. So I hope you tried this recipe, and I hope you enjoyed my tutorial, and I'll see you back at the next video. Have a great day, everybody.